9:39, everybody. It takes a lot to keep up with our next guest. You've seen him in movies and TV shows. Not yet. I've heard his voice in the animated films, listened to him on his podcast.
These two. Last year, he released his Netflix stand-up comedy series, Special New Day.
Has anybody in this audience ever been in a toxic relationship? Make some noise. Let me see them hands. Make some noise if you've been in a toxic relationship and you realize you the toxic one in the relationship. It's you. You need a therapist.
Oh my gosh, Dan, we have that conversation every day. That's so weird. He's currently on tour bringing his signature humor to audiences across the country. And this weekend, he'll have New Yorkers in stitches at City Winery. Please welcome back our friend, comedian and actor, Donnell Rawlings.
I'm pretty sure you have experience with dealing with toxic relationships, working alongside of him every day. And just for the people at home that think this is a nice guy, just because you cross your legs and sit like this, it has nothing to do with what your real character is. Because the way you insulted me off air, this is my friend, whether you like it or not. But you know what? I'm here. Just like my special said last year, it's a new day, and it's a new day of our relationship.
It is. We're going to turn the corner. And so much, in fact, that I actually got you something.
I know this is do you wait for things like this to happen?
I wanted to get you. You're a big sock guy now, all of a sudden, right? So I just got you these.
Beast.
All right. That's so weird because I have my own sock brand. I would have brought them, but I don't know what beast is. Is this an acronym for something insulting or what?
No, it's just you're a beast in the comedy world. It's a good thing.
I just don't trust you. Next question. I'm trying to. I want to so bad, but for some reason I can't do it. I can't do it. But thank you for it was a nice gesture. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
What's going on with you? You got the tour going on right now.
I got the tour, the Black and Mild tour.
Yeah.
That's going on featuring the Crash Out King because according to the internet, sometimes, you know, I'll be in an interesting mood and I kind of crash out on people. And I think that everybody should have a crash out friend that they hang out with because if something's going to go down, you don't want anybody with their legs crossed talking about I beg your pardon and give you a pair of socks. You want somebody to crash out. But the tour started, I'm always touring.
Yeah.
Every so often I get a different name for a tour. And the reason I wanted to call it the Black and Mild tour because, you know, in some areas people think that I'm mediocre or mid. And it was like, well, he's not hot sauce.
Who says this?
I mean, I don't even want to talk about that part. But I do realize when I was younger, I really could digest hot food, hot peppers, hot sauce. Then when I got older, I needed something that I could digest a little easier. I needed more of a mild sauce. And me, you know, being black, I was like, why not bring both of them together and have the Black and Mild tour?
Go.
And that's where I am right now.
Okay.
They not like us. They not like us.
Yeah.
Is that the only part of that song that white people understand? I'm just saying because it went viral that Caucasian people had a hard time understanding the dialogue that Kendrick Lamar was saying. I don't have a problem with it. And just in defense of black culture and black people, we didn't always understand the dialogue of Linkin Park either, all right? so we write on it, because in the end, it didn't be I tried to. That's equivalent to like they not like us for us. Yeah. So we had to meet at the crossroads.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dan's into bell bottoms now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody's into bell bottoms now. It's a cool thing.
It is a cool thing.
Yep. But I'm excited about New Yorkers probably, and this is the first time I worked City Winery. I used to work, I know it's probably not the most tasteful thing to talk about another club while you're here, but I used to be favorite at Caroline's, and I was wondering where would I perform to get that New York audience to come again. So City Winery, I think this company or brand started maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Everywhere is my first time performing there, but everywhere I go, people have so many good things to say about it.
No, people love City Winery.
And I'm excited about coming to Manhattan. If you saw my Netflix special New Day, you don't have to worry about if I'm going to do the same jokes. I've always been the person that flipped my set, and we're going to have a great time.
Yeah, do you vibe off the audience energy? Like, are you picking out people in the crowd to talk about?
I don't do that. I think that's kind of become accustomed to comedy now, to crowd work. When I first started comedy, it was like that wasn't a favorite style of comedy. Like if you did crowd work, it's because you didn't prepare and have material.
Got it.
But you know, I've been doing it so long that people don't really heckle me. But if you want to come at me, it's going to be the same situation as how I destroyed you early in the top of the show.
Destroyed me, yeah, okay.
Yeah, destroyed.
Yeah,
you need those trigger words. Destroyed. The insufferable comedian, the cringe comedian, destroyed.
Are you bringing anybody on the stage?
Yeah, Robin Montague is a good friend of mine. She's going to be there. Just Pam, a very talented young comic out of Jersey, that's going to come. And then I got a couple of, because I used to spend a lot of time in New York.
Yeah.
I have some people that's going to come share the stage with me. But I'm so excited about this show because I flipped my set, and after 30 years of comedy, I still think every time I go on stage, I'm always trying to do better than the last show. And the last show is probably one of the best shows I ever did. So
the Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But I learned so much from that. You know, being able to, I worked on my cadence, being able to engage the audience. I thought the audience was very captive when I did that show. But now, any show that I do, it just gives me better experience for the next one. So if you come out to this show, you're going to get
Was that your first show in a suit?
I don't know if is that a level of disrespect?
No.
I just don't trust you. Maybe let's just start there.
What are you talking about?
No, that was my first time performing in a suit.
You talked about it in that special, how you felt different.
Yeah, I said, ooh,
See, now you're breaking. Now you gotta go.
I said when you wear a suit, you start doing stuff like this. And you start saying, I beg your pardon. You cross your legs. You get your sock. Look, check out the sock pot.
It's right.
This is a whole thing. I feel like I'm going to go rent a yacht or something now.
I just feel like, if the suit maybe it was transformative for you.
It was. I went from ashy to classy. And I have a nonprofit for people that want to call me ashy. I have a nonprofit called the United Negro Lotion Fund. Yeah. So if you're a person that's concerned about the hydration and moisturization of a black man in America, make sure you come out and support that, because skin is a terrible thing to waste.
Can you give your podcast a shout out really quick?
The Donnell Rawlings Show. Go to YouTube or any podcast platform.
5 million
The Donnell
views.
Rawlings Show. Donnell. Rawlings like the sports equipment. You get unedited, unscripted, unfiltered. You really get to connect with who I am. They say the podcast, when you're doing a podcast, a lot of times when you do it, you're always trying to be funny. Yeah. They said the most important thing is to be engaging and be interested in people to follow you. Yeah. And if they like you, they like you.
But how do you figure out who's, like you had Chaz Palminteri on, you had Steve-O. How do you kind of choose who's coming on?
Whoever wants to deal with my energy.
Yeah. Are these all your friends that you ask to come on?
Sometimes they're my friends. Sometimes they're people that, a lot of times with podcasts, you switch. If you have a producer that has relationships with other podcasts, you like barter. Chaz was a good interview. I had Dr. Umar.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Umar. That was a very interesting conversation.
What are you talking about?
We just talked about swimming in the milk and bunny hopping, right? And then bunny hopping is a very prevalent thing, especially with Easter coming up. And I will say sometimes people hop. If you want to find out more about that, Google the Donnell Rawlings Show, Dr. Umar.
Rawlings like the athletic here.
Black Lives Matter. Is it safe? All right. Okay.
Let me talk about real quick. SNL. You had a good time on SNL?
Yeah. I had a good time. That was my third time being a special guest on SNL.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because Dave called. The funny thing was, before he did that, like 3 weeks before he decided to do it, he said, Donnell, do you think I should, they want me to do SNL, you think I should do it? And I was like, yes. He was like, why? I said, because the world is going through a transition period, right? Change of government, change of policies and everything. And I said, people want to hear someone's voice, and you're the one they want to hear it from. No disrespect to Chris Rock or Kevin Hart, they're top dogs. But when it comes to something that's like changing the world that people really want to know and what their perspective is, they always reach to Dave for that. And I was like, another reason you should do it, because I'm your friend and you'll probably let me be on the show, right? But we brought back the character Silky Johnson, and beautiful. And I've done that a couple times before, but I was excited because this was the first time I ever did Ashley Larry on national television. And that sketch was interesting because when I went to work that day, the producer's like, oh my God, did you see the final product? It's so funny. I can't wait for you to see it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to blow up. I'm rich and everything. Halfway through the show, producer comes in the room. He was like, Donnell, I hate to tell you this, we're not going to get to that sketch. I'm like, why? They was like, due to time. I was like, Dave, talk too much. No, not that he talked too much. He had a very profound monologue, right? 9 minutes over the record he broke the year before that, right? So they said, we're not going to do it. And the only thing I wanted to do at the end of that show was meme to my son, I love you, right? Yeah. But because that sketch wasn't going to play, I was like, it didn't make sense because for me to be on the show, because they already say that I ride Dave's, I won't say that it's morning TV. But then 5 minutes before the show was about to end, I look on the monitor and I hear the intro say, welcome to Pop That Balloon. That was the sketch I was in. I was like, I made it. Producers run down the hall. Shout out to Michael Che, went to Lauren Michael and said, man, we got to edit it to a shorter version. It made it, and one of the most, I consider, as people tell me, iconic characters in sketch history made it. I was Ashley Larry, and that was only an act. And now if you look at me right now, I'm Ashford Lawrence. And I laugh like this.
Donnell, we love when you come on by.
Thanks for having me.
It's a good story. And you got to wave to your son?
Well, Austin, you know I love you.
Yeah.
I love You stay great, son.
He's in LA, right?
Aww.
Yeah.
He can't see that. But it's okay.
Why you act like I abandoned my kid? I gotta work. He act like I'm a deadbeat. Like, do you even know where he is right now?
Saturday night.
My son's in Los Angeles, getting ready for school.
This airs in New York.
Yes.
Friday.
The level is, I quit.
So you
Let me
can
walk
see him at
off.
City
I'm
Winery
done.
this Friday and
I
Saturday
can't take
night.
this no more.
Two
Why they
shows
keep
a day.
having me here?
He's
I don't want to be here anymore.
You called us.
Oh my God! It doesn't stop.
Nobody will open the door for you. We're sorry.
Disrespectful.
Get that. Come
I'm leaving. Bye.
Hey, the door's closed.
Okay.
You're breaking our set.
All right. I want to work here now. I'm done. How do I get out of here? Cut.
Got.
All right.
Live.